Right now.
I started.
Okay, guys, good morning. Today is April 4th, and this is the fourth day of our review. So, as I said yesterday, guys, problems 1 to 30 focuses on volumes and in area. Okay, so there are techniques, especially every time I do the review, I always trick you guys. So, careful because I have the intention not to write the correct one for you to react, whether you are learning or not. Okay, so that's my style. So, Melody, can you read the problem for me, please?
The base of a solid is the region R in the first quadrant enclosed by the graph of y equals 2 minus x squared and the coordinate axis. For each y where 0 is less than y and less than or equal to 2, the cross-section of the solid sits perpendicular to the y-axis is a rectangle whose height is 3 times the length of its base in R. The volume of the solid is given by...
Okay, so it's a rectangle, right? So what is your idea about area of a rectangle?
Base times height.
The base times height or length times width. Doesn't matter, right? Very good. Mike. Okay. So, yesterday focuses on square, right? And this time it's a rectangle. Okay.
Yep.
So, we're gonna have to draw first. Let's highlight first the important words right here. What do you think is the first one to highlight?
First quadrant.
First quadrant. So very good. So we're gonna highlight the first quadrant. And then what's next to highlight?
Graph of y equals
The parabola, the function. Y equals 2 minus x squared. So this means this is a parabola whose concavity is down, right? And then shifted 2 units up. So can you now imagine? You're gonna have to estimate now the graph. It's gonna be up by 2 and then concave down. It's a parabola. Okay, and then what's next? And the coordinate axis for each y, where y is between 0 to 2. Okay, that means that is the interval. 0 to 2. The cross section of the solid taken perpendicular to, careful on this. Where is the perpendicularity? Perpendicular to the x-axis. And a rectangle.
No, perpendicular to the y.
Huh?
Perpendicular
To the y-axis. Okay, thank you. So see, you're listening, you're learning. Every time I said, I trick you.
You trick me.
Yeah? So, whose height is, what's the height?
3 times.
3 times the length, okay, of a base R. Then the volume of the solid is given by, okay. So first, we're gonna draw first 1 and a 2. This is the parabola.
That's good.
Okay. Here, guys. And then what does it say? Perpendicular to the y-axis. Therefore, I'm gonna have right here. This is perpendicular to the y, right? And it's a rectangle. So, test-taking strategy. Test-taking strategy. If this is multiple choice, so what are the possible candidates right here?
Integral from 0 to 2.
The integral from 0 to 2. So therefore, we gonna knock this out, right? Because this interval is from 0 to a square root of 2. So the only candidates, possible candidates, are these two, A and B. You get me, guys? Okay. And then let us draw a rectangle. Okay, what is this rectangle? If this is a rectangle, it says the height is 3 times of its base. What do you mean by that? 3 times.
I mean 3 times r base.
And then what is the given function? Y equals
2 minus x.
2 minus x squared. And then what we do? Since we're gonna have to equate into, or I mean, we're gonna have to change this. So by solving, so from y, and I use black color, I think we have y equals 2 minus x squared, right? And then what we do with that 2, move it to the left side. So y minus 2 is equal to negative x squared. So what we do now, we divide both sides by negative. Okay, dividing both sides by negative, so this means negative y plus 2 is equal to x squared. Okay, and then can we switch the order? Can we write first 2, then minus y? Yes, right? So we say 2 minus y is equal to x squared, and then take the square root of both sides. Therefore, the left side now is 2 minus y is equal to x. So this is the width of the rectangle, right? What is the value of the width of the rectangle, guys? Square root of 2 minus x. Yeah? Okay. So this is square root of 2 minus y. So, and then what is the condition right here for the height?
It's 3 times
3 times the
the length.
length of the base. This is the base, right? So therefore, 3 times. So meaning this is 3 times the length of the base, and the base is square root of 2 minus y. Is this clear now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you need to simplify all those? You can see already. What is area?
Square.
Length times width, or base times height, right? This is the base, this is the height. Did you get me?
Yeah.
So what do you think is our best option?
B.
Hmm?
B.
A or B?
B. B.
It's gonna be a B. Because this is not 3 times. Right? Now, Mr. Roy, how is it that the answer is B, which is the integral from 0 to 2, and then 3 times 2 minus y. So what to do? Multiply this. If you multiply, then this becomes now. Can I write it there? Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to reduce this one. So area is base times height, right? The base, which is square root of 2 minus y. So we have square root of 2 minus y times the height, which is 3 times square root of 2 minus y. Okay, and can this be rewritten into 3 times square root of 2 minus y squared? Because there are 2 square root of 2 minus y. You get me now? So what cancels out? The radical and the square. Okay, the radical and the square. Radical and square. So we have now this expression. Area is 3 times 2 minus y, which is this one. So our it's gonna be dy. Chris Heda.
Where?
So guys, A is not an option and B is the right answer. Okay? B is the right answer.
Got it right.
Mike's up behind, bro. That's the coolest. No, they call Rosa Parks. Damn, Mike picked C.
Are you coming back, Chris?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
This is pencil, bro.
As I said, the first thing to look at when you do process of elimination, look first the limit. Okay, so we knock out this right away because the limit is from 0 to square root of 2. This is not the limit, the right limit. So the only candidates are A and B. But interpreting that one using area of rectangle, base times height or length times width, then this is the right answer. No matter what. Okay? So we're gonna have the final answer for volume right here. That volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 2. This is 2 guys, 2 units. And since this is perpendicular to the y-axis, so this will be our limit. Okay? And then you have now this expression. So we have 3 times 2 minus y and then dy as our final answer, right? Okay? I think I like this font because this is too small. We cannot see, especially you guys at the back,
Too small.
right?
Too small. I'd say it's
So-
average.
Can we move now to number 7?
We're good. Yes.
As I said, feel free to ask questions, guys. Okay. The question of
You see where I'm going?
who questioned yesterday? I think it was you, right? Triangle. But problem 7 is all about semicircle. So we're gonna do semicircle. Can I move this up now? Okay.
I'm still going. That shit was stupid, bro. Tim should be leading off. Yeah, Tim. They put him in 9, bro. That shit was stupid. Diego's like a
Okay.
freaking 3-hitter, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Coach is tripping, bro. I like you knew Tom was doing that shit too, like the way you like get mad at him or whatever.
Yeah, me too.
I was like,
He told
Uh,
that to me last year.
he
I
always
need-
does that shit.
To hear from
That shit actually worked though. We were okay to give him the
Chris Reyes. Can you read the problem for me, Miho?
The base of a solid is the region S in the first quadrant bounded by the graph of y is equal to e to the x. The horizontal line y equals e squared and the y-axis. For this solid, cross-section perpendicular to the x-axis for semicircles with diameters extending from y equal to e to the x to y equal to e squared. The volume of the solid is given by.
Okay, thank you. So, we have this function. Okay, e to the power of x. So this is exponential, right? E to the power of x. And what is next? Y equals e to the power of 2. Remember the value of e, right? Exponential. And then, so if we graph this one, let us have first to highlight the important words right here. So what's to highlight first? First quadrant, then the graph of e to the power of x, and the horizontal line. So it's a horizontal line. So what is the value of e squared? It's horizontal, so I'm not interested on the exact value, but we just put a line. So you get me, guys? So we're gonna grasp this one for us to understand. So e to the power of x, it's an exponential graph. Okay. So I'm gonna use blue color for this graph. So exponential, that means coming from here and then goes up, right? Exponential. And then there is a horizontal line. So this is y equals e to the power of x. That's exponential. And then the next one is a horizontal line. So horizontal lines, a horizontal line which refers to e to the power of 2. Okay, so this is the e to the power of 2, this line. Okay, clear now? And then, what is next? What is next to highlight?
Semicircle.
Semicircle, very good. Semicircle with diameters extending. So the diameter is extended until here. Okay? So the diameter of this, so I'm gonna have okay. Can I have to I'll just use yellow for the region, okay? For the entire region. That this is the intersection of the two curves or two functions. Okay, is that clear? And then you said it's a semicircle. So I'm gonna use red color for a semicircle right here for you to understand that this is along the x-axis, so perpendicular to x-axis, perpendicular to x-axis. So which means this one perpendicular to here. Okay, clear? And then it's gonna be semicircle, right? Semicircle. Now, which means right here. Either you put it here or right here. It depends. Doesn't matter. So it's semicircle. Now, but what's next? I'd like you to look at this one. If this is the diameter of a semicircle, therefore, right here, this is our, from here to here, and this is our radius. Okay? Here? And what's the area? And, or what's the formula
For area of the one.
of a semicircle? We're gonna have pi r squared. Okay, but what is that equivalent to? This right here is coming from the upper, which is the f of x, right? Minus the lower. You get me? Okay, so what to do now? What do you think? We have, what is our upper curve? E to the power of 2 minus what? E to the power of x. So therefore, we say that the entire red color right here, the entire red color, not the R, okay, not the R, but the entire red color. This red color, I'm gonna draw it here. That this portion is coming from e squared minus e to the power of x. The green minus the blue. Okay? Or I want color coding for you to understand clearly that this one is coming from the green, which is e to the power of 2, and then minus the blue one, e to the power of x. Okay, this is our f of x minus the g of x, the upper limit or the upper curve minus the lower curve. Is this clear, guys? And then what is next now?
I think it's C because the only thing that changes.
Can you think what to do? Is there an intersection?
Yeah.
We all know very well that the lower limit starts from 0, right? Starts from 0. I just use black color. But the question is, what is this?
Two.
So the intersection.
Those.
Now, but for the sake of discussion, we're gonna have process of elimination,
Yes.
right? What's the process of elimination?
So I see that there's no two of them. D's eliminated.
We want x value.
Correct.
Okay, so what to do? Two functions, two
Yeah.
equations. We're gonna equate both, right? So what to equate? We have e to the power of x is equal to e squared. Okay, which means, so we have e to the power of x is equal to e to the power of 2. Same basis.
Just logarithm.
Not necessarily. Same basis. So what to focus? Power. What's the power on the left? What's the power on the right? So the value of x is 2, right? Okay. Therefore, entonces,
So it's just C.
x equals 2. Okay? So this is 2 right here. So we understand that the limit is from 0 to 2. Process of elimination. If this is multiple choice, are we gonna knock out letter A? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Letter A.
Yeah.
Are we going to knock out this one?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
Zero to
What
E.
is the limit?
0 to E.
From 0 to E. So this is not the one. Are we going to choose this one? Letter D? No. Are we going to choose letter C?
Yeah.
Yes. Are we going to choose letter B? No. So C is the right answer. Why?
Zero
It's
to
the
E.
only one that we do the limit.
Why? What is this? Semicircle. Therefore,
Half.
Half.
half. Okay? Half of it. So, and then square. Again, what's the formula? Pi r squared over 2. Okay? Mr. Roy, where did we get this one? From the pi r squared over 2. You want me to discuss? Yes, no? No need, right? But if you want, I can discuss it to you. Again, formula for this one is pi r squared over 2. That's the formula. Okay. Anyway, letter C is the right answer. So the radius now, this is the radius. The radius is e to the power of 2 minus e to the power of x over 2. That's our r, the radius. Okay? So we have the integral from 0 to 2. Then what's the formula? Pi r squared over 2. But this is the r. Okay? So pi, and then the radius e squared minus e to the power of x over 2. So pi r squared over
And I need
okay. Can I move this up now? I like you sing, Chris.
Thank you.
You have a good voice, Chris.
I get it from you.
Okay, thank you. We call it in Filipino, Chris. Chris.
Oh, I got you.
In Filipino, as you said,
Huh?
it's coming from me, right? In Filipino, it's mana sa akin. Nagmana sa papa.
Mama ay papa?
Yeah? Okay. So let's move on to number 8. We still have enough time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 20
Huh?
minutes. 25 minutes. That's
25 minutes. Okay. Okay, number 8. Let's hear from Braden. Can you read the problem for me?
They call me Big Dog.
A region that is bounded by the graphs of y equals x squared and y equals 2 minus x squared. The region S is the base of a solid, where this solid of all cross sections perpendicular to the x-axis are semicircles. The diameters extending from the graph of y equals x squared to y equals 2 minus x squared. Which of the following gives the volume of the solid?
Okay, which of the following gives the volume of the solid? But we know that these are both parabola. The first parabola concavity is up, right? X squared. And the second parabola is concave down. Okay? Can you imagine now the graph? The graph looks this way. So the first graph is x squared. So I'll use blue color or green color for x squared.
This was kind of funny.
So this is y equals x squared. Okay? And the second one, I'm gonna use blue color. It says 2 minus x squared. So 1, 2. Then goes that way. Okay?
I put it on Geo.
So this is the y equals 2 minus x squared. So therefore, basically, this is the, what is blue? The top, right? So this is the f of x. You get me, guys? And the green is the g of x. Okay, so I need to have this one. Since it is only on the first quadrant, right? Okay. Okay. and then perpendicular to the x-axis. So highlight this one, perpendicular to the x-axis. So we have all dx, okay? So what's next now? You're gonna take the intersection, but it's gonna be a region S is bounded by the graphs of, and S is base, the base of a solid for this solid. All cross section perpendicular to the x-axis are semicircles. Okay, so this means this is also included. You get me? So we also have to include this one. And it says semicircle. Okay? So we do semicircle like this. Okay? This is semicircle. If I draw it here, it goes this way. And this is the diameter, right? The diameter of a circle. Okay. So, therefore, this is the radius. Okay. So, what is this now? The upper curve minus the lower curve. What is our upper curve? The f of x, the blue color. And our lower curve is the green color. So can you formulate here first?
2 minus a squared minus x.
Okay. So what is that again? Are we going to do color coding? Yes, no?
It's not B, it's not D, it's not this.
Okay, so, but we need to solve for the intersection first, right? Because we are identifying this intersection on the left and the intersection on the right. So we're gonna, so what to do to solve for the intersection? We're gonna equate, okay? We equate each other. So equating this, x squared is equal to 2 minus x squared. So what to do? Move the negative x squared to the left side. Okay? So which means if we move this, there are 2x squares now, and then is equal to 2. So x squared is equal to 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So therefore, in consensus, x is plus and minus 1. So negative 1 and positive 1 is our limit. Do you get me? So negative 1, this is negative 1 right here, and then positive 1. So process of elimination. Are we going to eliminate this? Yes, no. Letter D. Because the limit is from negative 2 to 2. So it's not the right limit, right? What's next to eliminate? This one. Letter C. What are the possible candidates? The possible candidates are
It's just a.
options A and B, right? But we're gonna have to do it here. The upper curve minus the lower curve. Okay. So, can you continue first? Discuss with your partner. Okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes to discuss with your partner.
See, now you put it there, couldn't that be? Yeah, alright. Like, I think I understand. Is this like the training simulation?
No, that's actually
What are the arrows?
oh, think when you want to play plan like a it's
And you just take that.
nah, because it's straight, so he's gonna he's gonna
Oh.
go there.
You get added very well time.
Yeah.
Damn. Why are we starting now? Actually, yeah,
It's probably service to use pretty well.
Oh, very good.
That's
You can't do shit though.
Bro, you were not smaller.
nah, he can touch me.
What I gotta do? He's gonna
Oh
move
wait, that
down.
was
He's
retarded. That was actually
Oh shit! I didn't even see that.
yeah, I didn't see that.
I'm reading.
So right here, let us identify this first for our diameter. This one diameter. What is the upper curve? The blue color, which is 2 minus x squared. So 2 minus x squared, and then minus the lower curve minus x squared. This is in terms of diameter, right? But what is the formula for a circle? Area is equal to pi r squared. But we are after of the radius. Therefore, if this is a diameter, the radius should be r is equal to 2 minus x squared minus x squared over 2. Okay? And then, combining like terms, simplify this. So your r must be, the r must be 2 minus 2x squared over 2. Again, this is the r. Okay.
Oh.
So this is the r. Okay? So formula for volume now. That V is equal to the integral. You have the limit, -1 to 1. So from -1 to 1, and then pi and r squared, right? So I'm gonna have square right here. Pi r squared, and then dx. So what is the radius now? What's the radius? 2 minus 2x squared over 2. Why we have over 2? It's a semi-circle. Okay. So what do you think is